Good morning, everyone. Glenda Mollet here, and we're in my craft room this morning, and we're going to stamp this cute card using Sending Thoughts, but I forgot to turn my light on, so just hang on. There we go. I put a little light on the subject. Oh, and now my phone is ringing. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to ignore it because so just hang on while I put this thing on Do Not Disturb, because I forgot to do that. There we go. Okay, so there, I'm putting you back on my stand. Sorry for the seasickness. Move it over a bit. Get it all lined. There we go. We're set now. So, this stamp set is called Sending Thoughts, and it's available in the Occasions mini catalog till the end of May. And then there's also dies to match it called Nature's Thoughts dies, and they're available in the coordination product release that started in February and will be ongoing for the dies for this. We'll be able to get them as long as the stamp set is active. So while you're looking at that, I'm just going to make sure I'm oriented properly. So I was inspired to make this card by Mary Brown. There's the recipe. Move it up just a bit for you. Excuse me. Uh-oh. I need my hand sanitizer. You guys may get coronavirus. How stupid is what's going on in the world? Not the virus, because that is real and we need to take precautions, but the toilet paper and hand sanitizer. I just don't get that. Okay, we're all oriented properly and ready to go. Took my drink so I don't cough. Okay, so this card uses metallic pearls for the bling. I didn't use Winky on this, but you can use Winky wherever you want. The Positive Thoughts stamp set and the coordinating Nature's Thoughts dies. Now, you can't get these in a bundle because they're from two different publications. The dies are $39, and they coordinate really well with that. And don't you love the sentiments in this? Can always use those sentiments. Okay. And the Coastal Weave embossing folder, which has a few little pieces of paper still stuck to it. I did this with the Sunshine Club yesterday. We had a good old time. So, like I said, I didn't use any Winky on this, but I got the Winkastella out. Maybe I'll use some. Don't you hate people that say, like I said? I know, you've already said it once. Now shut up. Okay, so right now demonstrators can pre-order the Ornate Mega Suite of products, and then customers will get to order it on the 1st of April. So I didn't get all of the suite. I just got embossing folder, the dies, the ribbon, and the gilded, what are they called? Gilded gems. So I'm going to show you those today. So these are the dies. This is the Ornate Layer dies. Look at this is just a layer I put on top, but look at these. Aren't those fabulous? I love Ornate layers. And they're going to be really easy to attach to a card because the center of them is all solid, so you can put your adhesive anywhere. Okay, so that's the Ornate Layers dies. And then there's Ornate Borders. These ones will be a little bit more difficult, some of them, to attach, but a little bit of Tombow will do, or if you have adhesive sheets, put it on this area before you die cut it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 borders. Then there's 3 different flowers. And when you die cut this border, no, sorry, this border, the pieces that come out of here are also usable. Isn't that the coolest thing? Okay, so I made a couple of cards, and I'm going to show them to you today. This one I cased from Beverly Morales because I just loved it so much. I don't use crushed curry enough. I need to start using that. So it uses one of the border dies, one of the frame dies, the 3 flower dies. These here came out of here when I die cut it. And then these are the gilded gems, and they're gold color. Look at that. Aren't those cool? Yeah. So that's card number 1. So this is the embossing folder that comes with the suite. It's got some really cute flowers in it. So I used it on the next card. Now this one is a fun fold, and I can't show you the inside because I made this card for a class in Powell River. They requested a fun fold, and I don't want to let the whole cat out of the bag before I do the class. So I used one of the ornate frame dies, and then inside here I used one of the stitch rectangles, the embossing folder, and this is the Forever Blossom stamp set, and I colored it with I think it was an aqua painter. Hang on. Oh no, it was Winky. So I used Winkastella. I put some ink on a block, so we'll pretend that this is the color. It's Rococo Rose, not Poppy Parade, but I put the block into the color and then used my Wink of Stella to pick the color up and colored the flowers. So not only are they gorgeous, but they have bling. I did the same thing for the leaves. Yeah, so more on this card to follow after I've done my class with it. Okay, but meanwhile, today we're going to do this. Morning, Marcia. How are you? Long time no talk to you. Okay. So we have in our kits a card base. We have, oops, inside piece is not there. Hang on. I knew I took an inside piece out of one of the kits, and then of course I grabbed the one that had the inside piece gone. So, and then 5 1/4 by 4 piece for the inside, and this is what the inside looks like. And then, so that goes in there. Let's put that in there so I don't get mixed up. Then there's a piece of Rich Razzleberry goes on. Now you could very well put adhesive on the center panel and die cut out from the center because you covered up. You'll never know. You're the only one that will know. When I did this card, I cut this frame out of this layer back here, and you can't tell. I'm sure if, oops, can't show you the inside. I'm sure if you looked up to the light, you'd be able to tell, but whoever does that. Anyways, that piece goes on there flat. Then we have one that says E, and that's for embossing. So we'll put that on after we emboss it. L is for the leaves, to stamp 2 of the leaf images. F is for flowers, and this is the sentiment piece. And then this piece, I put adhesive on the back to die cut that scrolly thing I showed you, and this one just goes in behind the sentiment. So I have 4 of these kits for this card to give away exactly like this, including the little cheats on the side so you know what to use for what. So if you would like to get one of those kits, just comment that you want one or send me an email at gjmollet@shaw.ca, and the first 4 people will get the a card kit. I'll even include the gold metallic pearls. Okay, we're going to use the Coastal Weave embossing folder. Yeah, apparently my Coastal Weave has seen better days. Do you see? Yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get that off. Let's see if I can just do a little cutting and repairing here, because it's not going to go through the big shot very well with those big lumps on the side. This happens when you don't pay attention to where your embossing folder is in relation to the side of your cutting plates. Apparently it got mangled. So don't do that at home. When you're using your embossing folders, just make sure they're 100% covered by your cutting plate and you'll be good to go. Wrong side, because mine needs a shim. So you put the embossing folder in, or cardstock inside the embossing folder, and I love how Stampin' Up! Has started adding this line down here. Makes it so much easier to line things up and get them straight. And then put your, this one is one of the new ones, so it requires the blue cutting plate, which is a little bit thicker than the regular clear ones. So just make sure that this is not hanging out like this. Oops, let me just show you. See how it's hanging out the side here? That's what causes all the mangling. So just make sure it's completely covered before you start it through your machine. All right, come here, big shot. And I'm just going to slowly run it through. Don't wing it through really fast, because you got to give the paper time to get abused, and you have to give the machine time to do its job. So there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? And either side is good. Whatever side looks good to you in your eyes is what you should be using. Okay, put my tear and tape on here because this one goes flat, and I can do that right now because I have a spare piece to cut that the scrolly thing out. But if you were going to cut your scrolly thing out of your rich razzleberry before you put it on your card, do it now. Don't wait anymore. Okay. Now this one is hanging over a bit too much. I'm just going to pull the liner back and just fold it back on itself. There we go. My rabbit ears ready to go here. Oh, that one was over top of that one. There we go. Sometimes I get too much adhesive and sometimes I don't get enough when I'm putting them on here. It's really strange, but hey, that's life. Oh, you see it's hanging over? Oh, that's the one I fixed already. Good. Okay, so we're just going to line this up so that it's equal all the way around. Come here. Don't do that. Bend out. Bend. Thank you. There we go. Let's see if we can do this without tearing any of our rabbit ears. Look at that. Oh, look what I did. Can you see the E there? Apparently I didn't turn it over. It's okay. Just erase it because I do this all in pencil just for this reason. There we go. Okay, now this can be put right onto your card front. So we've been having a good week. Oh! Morning, Val. Sorry, all you guys are commenting and I'm not watching, so let me scroll back. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Valerie. Okay, Marcia, I'll get one off to you. Oh, don't listen to Trump. This is much fun, much more fun. Sure, Val. Let me write them down here. Getting a piece of scrap paper. And because if I don't write down who I said is going to get one. Marcia, can you PM me your address, please? And Valerie, I have yours. Yes, boss. Ah, I love it. Okay. So I have 2 of the 4 kits are spoken for. I'll get them in the mail before we head off on Sunday. Yeah, big spring break vacation happening. I'm so glad that we don't plan any kind of mass travel for spring break. We're heading out to Tofino in our trailer to go camping, so we don't have to worry about the virus. I have lots of toilet paper, but not an excessive amount. And hand sanitizer happens in my trailer all the time, so we don't have to worry about that either. Okay, there we go. That's our base created. So I'm going to put that to the side. We need to stamp 2 of the leaf images. That's this one. I am going to have so much fun. Marcia, every spring break we camp on Mackenzie Beach in Tofino with our local grandchildren and their parents in our trailer. We go out for almost the entire 2-week spring break period, and we have so much fun. Sorry, just getting my ugly paper out so I don't stamp all over my clean grid paper. Okay. Yeah, so we play on the beach, and we eat in our favorite spots, and we bike ride from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. The kids have so much fun. We have the fire starts at 8 o'clock, the campfire starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we put excuse me, we put it out about 8 o'clock at night. There we are. Okay, so that's that stamped, and then we're going to die cut it. And now we're going to stamp one of the flowers. So I get the F piece. Get the F piece. Get the F piece. Okay, I can't read all of those comments. Let me read them here. I'm going to do... Yeah, well, hand sanitizer. Yes, Marcia, you're right. That's where I did my first beautiful U pose going down onto the beach in Tofino, and I'll be doing it again. Hand sanitizer is just rubbing alcohol with a few things in it to make it a little bit less runny. But if you can't find the hand sanitizer, get rubbing alcohol. It does the same job. And you can spray it in a fine mist. Or doTERRA On Guard. That makes a really good, apparently. I haven't tried it. But I will be making up a batch while we're out camping, as our friends Maria and John from Powell River are coming with us camping for the first bit. And she's essential oil queen, so she's going to help me do that. So I stamped one. Oh, rubbing alcohol and aloe vera. There you go. Roasted marshmallows. Yep. And hot dogs. And then we also marinate beef and pork, cut it up into little cubes, and that's what we roast on the fire at night. So I cleaned the Poppy Parade off my stamp. Now I'm stamping with Rich Razzleberry. And I'm going to stamp the inside. See, I did 2 of them on the inside. Let me get that done. And I don't have an envelope, but you would do the same thing on the envelope. There we are. Okay, out of the way. Losing mine. Oh, and then we have the sentiment. So I use sending positive thoughts and feel good wishes. And when I did this yesterday, one of the ladies wanted to put a piece of washi tape over top of this part of it and stamp only this. So we did that too. So today I'm going to use Friends Like You Mean More Every Year. Okay, I have met so many awesome people on my Stampin' Up! Journey. It just makes my heart happy. All the people I know and have met. I'm very much an introvert, and I would much rather be in my craft room playing than talking out in the world, talking to people. So it's really unusual for me to do this kind of a thing. My family is completely flabbergasted. Okay. Now, the flower die. This flower die is a little bit difficult to get lined up, but I look for this one that kind of has the hole in it. And it just sits right there like that. Of course, I've gotten used to which one is which too. And then just take your time to line it up. And just die cut this one. Oh, I wish you could see my poor old Big Shot. I had to call the repairman yesterday, who's my hubby, and I called him from the front room into my craft room, because it's starting to do some weird stuff. The old one, I got it a long time ago. Let's see what date is. Did you know they all have a date on the bottom? So if you turn if you have a Big Shot, let's see if I can do this, and you turn it over, do you see this little sticky here? That tells you what day it was made. This one is 2008. 12 years I've had that Big Shot. So it deserves to be a little bit cranky at times, but not too much. Don't be too cranky. I don't know what's going on with it. It crunks and cracks and has issues. But the new Stampin' Up! Die cutting machine is coming in June in the new catalog. So I'm holding off because I'm going to buy a new one. And then I'll see if hubby can repair this one. Okay, there's the flowers cut out. So I'll put that to the side. Now we're going to die cut the leaves. I guess I could have cut these both at the same time, couldn't I? Oh well, you know. Sometimes the brain function isn't at 100%. And I have a class today, so it better smarten up. We're doing the timeless tulips today. There we are. There's one. And these just pop out of here. Just make sure there's nothing left. Do you do that when you die cut? Do you turn your die over and check for itty bitty pieces left in it? You should. Every time you die cut. Because if you try to die cut again with pieces still stuck in your die, chances are it's not going to give you a good clean cut. Alright, this one's not too bad because they're big pieces and they tend to come out. I just dropped my rich raspberry slice. Okay, they tend to come out really easy, but if you've got those intricate ones, like the new ones, or even any die, just make sure there's no pieces left in there because you're not going to get a good clean cut if there is. Okay, now we have to die cut this little baby out. And I've had so many comments on the fact that it doesn't stay where customers put it. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one is if you have a bow in your bottom plate, just turn it over so that it's dished like this on your plate, and then you get good attachment. Number two is if your die is the least little bit bent, you're not going to get 100% attachment, so just unbend it a bit. Be careful, don't go reefing on it. And then there's always the magnets, because there's not magnets everywhere, just in certain positions. Now I've moved this to the edge because that's where the majority of the pressure is when you run it through your die cutting machine. It's on the edges, not in the center. So Stampin' Up! Has created the new platform. This platform, hang on. This platform I don't know whether you can see it reflected, but there's more padding here in the center to make up for the fact that the machine is stronger on the edges. But I was using the magnetic platform, and it's not like that. Okay, now just use my little take your pick tool to get rid of a majority of those little itty bitty annoying pieces. And it also helps the die release, the die cut release from the die. There we are. And then turn it over. See, I've got a piece still stuck in there. I'm going to take that off so that it's ready to go for the next time. Okay, now let's just get rid of these because they become annoying and end up all over my floor. Now there's still a few pieces left in there, so you can either take the time to take them off now, or when you pull the liner off of the adhesive on the back, they tend to come with it too. See? Now one popped and it's probably stuck to my shirt now. But that's okay because my shirt is almost the same color. So now, oops, before I put this on, I have to flag the ends. And I want to do this before I put that on so I know how close to the edge I need to go. Because I don't want to go where I'm going to be adding the flagging. So cut in the center first and then cut in from each side. And you'll get a even flagging almost every time. Okay, so now this goes like that. Lining that up there. Oops, not the center. There we are. Oh, come on. Okay. Now it's not long enough, so I'm just going to, in the middle here, just cut it because that part is all covered up anyways. And then just take it and put it on the other side. Like that. And your sentiment is going to cover where you did the little gap. Now this sentiment is not as long as that one, so I'm just going to snip off a little bit of it because I want it to be a little bit narrower so we see more of that strip. Now I'm just flagging the ends, and I'm not paying attention to any comments. Oh, yeah, I am in camping mode. Yesterday I filled the freezer up in the trailer, so I'm getting there. The day before that it poured rain so much that I didn't take anything out to the trailer. Okay, so now this goes on top of here like that, and then I popped up this whole thing. So I'm just putting some adhesive in the middle there, right over top of it. Then I'm going to line up. I'll do it where you guys can see. Line up my sentiment so that it's kind of equal on both sides. Sure, that'll do. There you go. Now that's attached to that, and that can be popped up. Okay, go back to the card front. Hang on, I gotta take a drink. Okay, we have the leaves go on first. So one's going to go there, and this one's going to go here, and then the red flower, and then the purple flower, and the sentiment, like that. Perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to use a bit of tear and tape on this. Oops, too long. Cut that off. And we'll just use it over here. I'm just going to get a little tiny slice of it to put on the bottom there, nice and narrow. We are. Do the same thing here. And when I'm doing these, I tend to not put adhesive right to the very edge of the leaves, because then they're sometimes they'll do a little flip up thing of their own and give it even more dimension. Okay, so those are done. We'll just put one on the bottom. Removing the liners here. Maybe I'm removing the liners. There we go. Yeah, I'm so tired of, I'm not tired of hearing about the virus and how it's progressing. What I'm tired of hearing is all the people that think they're saints and telling people, don't buy toilet paper. Like, if you took the energy it took to do that statement and be proactive and stay home or guard yourself with hand sanitizer, the world would be a better place. I'm sure by now everybody's heard not to hoard your toilet paper, so telling them that again and again and again is not going to be a good thing. It's not relevant. We're adults. We should know this stuff. And then when they do it on Facebook, they're using all capitals. It's like they're yelling at you. Okay, there. I just wanted to make sure that it was going to look okay. So I'm not going to put the flowers up on dimensionals, but what I am doing, first of all, let's figure out which way I want up. Okay, then I just put adhesive on the bottom. And then just go in and just flip these up a little bit, just to give them a bit of lift. There we are. And that one's going to go right there. And I haven't pushed it down yet because I kind of want to make sure this one fits first before I do. And flip the edges up a bit. Depth is always good. Okay. Take the liner off of that. That in there. And see, by doing that little bit of flipping, you get a little bit of height on there. Okay. Move that down just a tad. I know, I'm being anal. There we go. It's down. They're pushed. It's not happening anymore. Now we need some dimensionals on the back of the sentiment. And I'm using the big ones on the inside, and then I'm going to put a couple of little ones on the parts that stick out. And removing the liner. So what are you guys up to today? Are you going to have crafty time? Now is that straight? Sure, there we go. That's straight. I get to stamp in my studio with people both tonight and this afternoon. It's going to be a good day. Okay, I did find the envelope that I made for the first one. No, dummy. That's the inside piece. So let's do that. Okay. Apparently I'm already camping. So I'm just using the Rich Razzleberry marker. This is a Stampin' Right marker, not a blend. Just to go around the outside. You don't have to do this step. Or you could sponge. But yeah, you know me and sponging. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I'm linear. I need nice clean lines, and sponging, sometimes it just gets away and there's too much and it looks dirty. But that's okay. Not everybody has to do things the way I do them. And I know there's a lot of sponge likers out there. Oh, good for you, Marcia. I'm so glad you got back into it and are having your classes again. That's awesome. Valerie, well, I'm sorry. You won't have crafty time today. But say hi to the economy store people for me tomorrow. Okay, so we're just going to put the inside one in. There we are. Gently pull the rabbit ears so I don't rip them. Yay! I did the whole video without ripping a rabbit ear. I'm impressed. Okay, so see what it does when you put the pen around the outside? It just gives it a bit of definition. All right, let's put the bling on. So on my original card, I used the gold. So when you buy the metallic pearls, you get gold and silver in the same package. This one, I've used the gold ones. This one, I'm going to use the silver ones. Eek! Talk about going outside the box. All right, now we need to figure out where. We'll put one here. And we'll put one down here. And then, want it there? Sure. Looks good there. Right there. So there we are. How about that? 2 cards. A little bit different. This one I think I should have put the leaf more this way at the top. But that's okay. It works. Thanks, Marcia. Thanks, Valerie. Oh, hi, Kathy. Kathy and I are going to New Orleans together in August, so hopefully this whole travel thing is figured out by then, because we have a Stampin' Up! Training session to go to in New Orleans at the end of August, and it's going to be so hot. But we've got a week down there. We're going to do some exploring first, and then after, and of course we're going to eat lots of stuff. On my eating agenda is a fresh beignet and a crawfish bake. You know, the kind where they put it all in a big pot, they cook it all up, and then they bring it to your table and they just pour it on the table and then you eat what you want. I so want to do that. And maybe even keep an eye out for NCIS New Orleans people over there, because you never know who you're going to see. I hope we get to go too. But by August, I'm thinking that it should be on the downhill slide, and they should have had a vaccine by then. And enough made that most of the world will be able to get the vaccine. I'm more worried about our little get-togethers in May, whether those will have to be canceled or not. Anyways, there's the 2 cards for today. And I'm not going to have a Facebook Live next Thursday creating a card, but if I remember and the weather is okay, maybe we'll do an on the beach and you'll get Facebook Live the pose. Wouldn't that be cool? I will, Valerie. Definitely say hi to the cast. Okay, ladies, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. And don't forget, I still have 2 kits for this card that I'm going to give away. I have 4 kits in all, and I will mail one off to Marcia and one to Valerie. I've got you on my list, and to the next 2 people who private message me and saying they want one, or comment on here, say they want one, or send me an email. I hope you have a wonderful day, and if you happen to need anything and you live in Canada, please use my current host code. It's been up here all the time. That's what allows me to have all the free giveaways that I do for my customers and team. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day, and bye for now.